Hello everyone, Mansi here. So, proceeding with the last lecture, which was about C variables and C keywords, and also the basic key points to remember before creating a program, we may now proceed with the features of C language, drawbacks of C language, data types and commons in C language, and finally, we are going to create a simple C program to add two numbers and then display its result. Now, features of C language. As we know that language C is a procedural programming language with facilities of structured programming, that means the code we write is going to be implemented step by step in the same order as we are writing. Its functional parameters are generally passed by value, and if we need to pass them by reference, we need to explicitly pass pointer values. Its program is defined by its function. That means a lot of concentration is given on its function rather than the data. It has a small set of reserved keywords which are allowed to be accessed via machine addresses and typed pointers. It is a simple small core language with functionality such as mathematical functions and file handling provided by library routines. C programming can be used to solve arithmetic problems, to develop applications like system software, to develop computer games, or we can also use it in graphics applications. Next are the drawbacks of language C. So in procedural language, main focus is on functions. That is, when we write any function, very little attention is given to the data that are being used by these various functions. And attention on data means what happens to the data, where data is going, and how they are affected, how they are changed by other function. We don't give attention on these while we are working on C language. Another problem with procedure-oriented programming is that it does not model real-world problems very well. In procedure-oriented programming, there is less security of data, and although C is one of the most liked and widely used professional programming language, but once a program exceeds 25,000 to 1 lakh lines of code, it becomes really very difficult to maintain that code and to keep it with that code. So and also one of the most highly messy drawback of language C is that it does not support polymorphism, that is, it does not support data security pretty well. Next is the data types in C language. So what is a data type? Our data type is used to define the type of variable that we declare at the beginning of the program and what are the programmer's intentions to use that data and how to use that data. There are basically two types of data types: primary data types and user defined data types, or I can say the secondary data types. Our primary focus is on primary data types. There are four types of data types, that is character, integer, float, and double. The character occupies 1 byte in memory, the integer occupies 2 bytes in memory, the float occupies 4 bytes in memory, and the double occupies 8 bytes in memories. We're going to see these in later segment. Now to the commons in C language. Commons are used to understand purpose of any particular statement, group of statement or functions in the program. Commons can be placed anywhere in the program. It's just for the understanding of code and how we are writing it. Commons starts with this and ends with this, and it can be used for both single line comments and multi-line comments. Single line comments are in single line, and when there are multiple lines, we call it as multi-line comments. Now let's move on to the C program. But before writing a C program, you might be thinking that what compiler or what program we should be using to write our code in. You can use either of these. That is, either you can use Turbo C, Turbo C++, Dreamweaver, CodeBlocks, Notepad, or also Notepad++. Next, so our program is to read and add two numbers and display their sum. So this is a code. You can either copy it or you can write and run it. Now, just when you are done with writing this code here, you can just save the file with the .c file name extension and then hit the run button. So, and the output you will get like this. I mean, you can enter any values here and the sum will be displayed here. I'm going to explain what that code means, and I should read it aloud first. Hashtag include stdio.h main integer a, b, c, printf. Now these printf and scanf are the input and output statements for C language. Then C is equals to a plus b. Then printf sum is equals to %d and c. I'm going to explain you that. So the first line, include hashtag include stdio.h. What does this line means? This line includes a header file which is called as this stdio.h to our program. stdio.h means standard input output header file. This file contains prototypes of some predefined functions like printf and scanf. And printf and scanf, as I told before, are the input and output statements. Now next is main. Now what is main? Here main is a function, as I told you before, that every program contains a function, and that is the main function. It has to be included in every C program. Every C program contains at least one or more than one functions. One function which is compulsory is this main function, and these braces here are to enclose the definition of the function, and these are to be used to open and close this main function. Now next line is integer a, b and c. This line declares three variables a, b and c of integer data type. That means every variable which we have declared here, that is we have declared three variables and they are all integer type. That means they are going to take up to 6 bytes of memory. And with this line, an address is also allocated to these variables, and data types have been already explained, so let's move on. Printf, this line, or this is the printf function which prints the text or value which is enclosed in double text. That means it will print out enter values for a and b when you hit the run button. Next is scanf we use to read the input from the user. That is, the scanf function scans the types of values and number of values specified in these double quotes. Here double quotes contains %d, which indicates that here scanf function scans two integer type values which are given to variables a and b. Address of these variables is accessed by address operator or ampersand. Here ampersand we are using. It is used to access the address of these variables. Next statement is c is equals to a plus b. This equals to is basically an assignment operator. So this assignment operator solves the right hand side expression and assign it to the left hand side variable, which is c here. That is our basic left and right side of expression which we do in maths, basic calculation C. That is, whatever value is added from a plus b, it is going to be stored in variable c. Now the last statement is printf. Here printf function does the same job which is defined above for this one. That is, it also prints the number of value. The value of c is going to be printed with this statement. That is, our sum gets. So what happens here is it reads the numbers, it adds the numbers, and here it's gonna display the sum. So we are done with our program, and that's all for this video. I hope you guys understand it, and we are going to continue the later parts of this video in the next segment of this course. Thank you for watching.